know, it's the end of 2021. Can you believe it? It's the last day of the year. So thank you so much for joining me on this very special day and taking some time out of your day today to spend it with me. I really, really appreciate it. And I have a very special gift for you today as well, which is, as always, if you watched our live sessions before, you do get a 30% discount code right now, right here, when you're watching. So let me share that with you. You can either scan the QR code in the upper right-hand corner, or you can also use this discounted link. Looks like this. You click on that, and you apply. You pick the course that you want, and then you can get 30% off of that course. So that's a great deal. I hope everybody can see me and can hear me clearly. Not sure, sometimes the connection is a little bit slow here, but we are working with it. We're dealing with it. Hello, Gabriel. Gabriel is in Brazil. Good morning. Hi. Awesome. What are your plans today? Are you celebrating the new year? What are you doing? Let me know. That's great. Cool. Also, please don't forget here to like and subscribe. You're already here, you're on YouTube, or maybe you're watching on Facebook. We are live on both platforms at the moment. So, you know, to stay up to date, we do go live twice a week, and we share a lot of other interesting content every day. Give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe, and then you're never going to miss any of our content. So that's, I think, a great New Year's resolution to give us that like and follow and stay up to date. And I also have something special today, what I want to share with you, which is, give me 1 second, I need to figure it out where my link was. Here it is. So what I want to know is one thing that you are going to focus on in 2022. So one thing you're going to focus on, and how you can participate is by clicking on this link, menti.com, and the rest part, and then put one word, one thing you're going to focus on, and I'm going to show you how. I already put my word. I'm going to submit, and then it should show up here very soon. I hope. Is it working? Oh, one person. Oh, is that me? It should show up on there. Why doesn't it show up? No. Oh, why is that? Hold on. Did I do the wrong link? Hold on. I may have, actually. No, I did. I didn't. Hold on. I really wanted this to work. Oh, press S to hide the image. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I can hide and unhide. Okay. Great. So this was my word. I picked growth. So go ahead and pick your word here on Menti. This link, and type in one thing that you are going to focus on in 2022 in the next year. We're going to do this throughout today's live so that at the end we should have a nice mind map of different words and things we're going to focus on. And mine is growth. So let's see what you guys are going to focus on. So just click on this link, Menti, in the comments, and put in one word, one thing you are going to focus on in 2022. All right, and Gabriel says, by the way, I already have an ITTT 120-hour course. Just came to get some tips on the subject. Awesome. Great. That's perfect. Welcome. People who are already certified are welcome. People who are not yet TEFL or TESOL certified are welcome. Anyone is welcome today. It's something for everybody. And especially if you're interested, in teaching English online, this is a great live session. So yeah, I'm just gonna make this bigger so we can see this better. So go to menti.com, and you can also use this code here, or you click on the Menti link. So let's see. I see that 2 people have voted. I don't know if I did it twice or somebody else also picked my same word. But yeah, maybe somebody wants to focus on something different than growth. Maybe success, money, travel, anything that you want to focus on in the next year. Just type that in, and we're going to go ahead and check in later as well again, so we can see how it developed. And people are always, joining, and then they're leaving. New people are joining throughout the live session. So I'm going to mention this a couple of times, so that hopefully by the end of the session, we have a collection of different words that we are going to, that we can focus on in the new year. I thought that's a really interesting activity we can do today. So please do join in here, menti.com. Put in your word that you want to focus on. I'm just going to share the link one more time. Maybe it didn't really go through. Not sure. Yeah, on YouTube, you can also see it in the comments. Looks like this. So yeah. Meanwhile, while you're doing this, keep doing that. I just want to talk a little bit about what we are doing today. So today's session is about what to know about teaching English online. So teaching English online continues to be extremely popular. Also in the new year, I have a couple of statistics and numbers for you about the development for teaching English online. We're also going to talk about, some tips, step by step, how you can get started, some things about the online EFL industry and how it is going to develop, some predictions for 2022, and all that good stuff. So yeah, let me just switch back to this over here, and let's see. Oh, as always, feel free to ask your questions throughout this live session. You're very welcome to ask away. There will also be a dedicated Q&A session at the end, where you also have the opportunity, again, to ask questions also about something else other than teaching online. Feel free at any time to do so. So yeah, all right, good. Then let's jump in. I think I mentioned everything I wanted to say in this intro. Also, again, 30% off. You can scan this QR code or find the discount link in the comment section, which looks like this. Facebook Live minus Linda is the code. You get 30% off any TEFL or TESOL course from ITTT. Another great thing for the new year that you can take advantage of. And then I'm just going to make myself here smaller. And just a brief introduction for people who might see me today for the first time, even though we do go live twice a week. Just wanted to say that. So yeah, Matur, hi, thanks so much. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. Yes, there is a discount. And I just shared that. So it is 30% off. It's the biggest discount we offer only during our live session. Okay. So you can just go ahead here. If you use this link, that would really mean a lot because it's with my name. So it kind of helps also me out a little bit. So I would appreciate you guys using this link, 30% off. I'm just going to share that again for Matur so that you can have that. If you apply through this link, 30% off again, and off of any TEFL or TESOL course from ITTT. All right. Then a brief introduction about myself. My name is Linda, and like I just said, I really appreciated that you are taking some time out of your day today, the last day of the year, New Year's Eve, to spend it with me. I am a travel writer and content creator under the name Linda Goes East. East because I've always had a very strong interest and passion for Asia. And I've been based in Asia since about 2012. And I have my own personal website at lindagoeseast.com, and I'm also very active on Instagram at lindagoeseast. So I would appreciate if you go check that out. You can always send me a private message as well. I always like starting a conversation with you guys. I am originally from Germany and the US. So my mom is German, my dad is American, but I am based in South Korea. But right now I'm actually in Germany for the holidays. So yeah, and I'm also, that's the other side here, I'm also a TEFL and TESOL marketing professional. I've been working for ITTT, that stands for International TEFL and TESOL Training, for many years now. And you can find ITTT at teflcourse.net and also at International TEFL Training on Instagram. And you're watching this on Facebook, on YouTube. We are also on all the other social media platforms, of course. And what is ITTT? ITTT is a leading TEFL and TESOL course provider. So we help people from all over the world become English teachers in classrooms in different countries around the world, or also online. And so today's live session is all about teaching English online, right? That's why we are here today. That's what we're going to talk about, what you should know about teaching online in 2022. Because let me tell you, 2021, there have been a couple of changes that are going to affect the situation in the new year. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Just a quick check-in again to our Mentimeter, because we still only have growth as a word, which is a great word, obviously, for 2022. So if you would, anybody who just joined, go to menti.com, this link in the comments, or you can also read it here. Go to menti.com and use the code 1621740 and pick one thing, one word you are going to focus on in 2022. I chose growth. So what about you guys? Which word are you going to focus on in the new year? Think about it. You have until the end of the session to put your word in here, and then we can see it grow a little bit, kind of like a mind map. So I hope to see that happen by the end of the session. I would really appreciate it if you could go ahead and do that. And then we are going back here to our presentation, and Fauzan is here. Hi, welcome, Happy New Year. How are you doing? Great. Okay, so let's have a look at what we're going to talk about today. On the agenda today, first we're going to talk a little bit about the basics of teaching online and the requirements to teach online. Then we're going to have a look at the Online EFO Market 2022 trends. We're also going to talk a little bit about the pros and the cons of teaching online, and then how to get started step by step. And then at the end, the top tips. We're going to put it all together, and I'm going to share the top tips for teaching online in 2022. So that's what we're going to do today. Usually the live sessions last or take between 45 minutes and an hour, but you can always come back and watch the replay, so you don't need to stay all the way if you don't have enough time. All of our live sessions are saved in our playlists on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can browse those. We've talked about many, many different topics before. We've been doing live sessions, weekly live sessions, for over a year now. So very, very, it's been very, very interesting, actually. And we have a lot of different topics in our playlist, so do check that out. Okay. Then let's have a look at the first topic, the first point on our agenda, which is the basics of teaching English online. Okay, so let's have a look. First of all, I picked 4 questions that are like the most asked questions about teaching online, about people who are just starting, who don't really have a lot of ideas about the topic. So what does teaching online involve, right? So teaching online involves either one-to-one or group lessons. I would say most of the time you only teach one-on-one, one-to-one, only with one student, but there's also platforms or other scenarios where you have group lessons. That's also possible. These lessons are obviously delivered online. That's what makes it online teaching. And either via Skype or Zoom or different platforms. Some teaching platforms, they actually use their in-house platforms. But some other platforms, they also use Zoom or Skype. So those are the most common ones. Who can do it? Really anyone with a TEFL. Most of the time a TEFL is required, but also not all the time, actually. But I listed it here as a requirement because I'm going to talk about that later, why it is important now to have it, especially now. A webcam and a reliable Wi-Fi connection. Anyone who has those three can easily get started. Why teach online? For most people, it's just the fact that they can work from anywhere in the world. So your home, or people who also travel the world and they kind of do like a digital nomad kind of situation. That's very appealing to those kinds of people, and people who want to take command of their own schedule. They don't want to go to an office, work 9 to 5. They kind of want to set their own hours and have more control over their working hours. For those kinds of people, teaching online is great. And then this last question here, do I need to be a native speaker to teach English online? No. It is totally possible to teach English online as a non-native English speaker. And actually my colleague Lisa, who also does our live sessions every Tuesday most of the time, she is a non-native English teacher, and she's been teaching English online very successfully for a couple of years now. And she also had a lot of great live sessions about that topic. So I recommend checking out her live sessions as well. Good. So those are the basics. Let's move on. And the requirements. So what do you need to teach English online? So we kind of already talked a little bit about that. I just want to expand a little bit. So I mentioned a TEFL TESOL qualification, certification, and also not just any certification. It needs to be at least 120 hours, which is the international standard, just the same as if you wanted to teach abroad in a classroom for school. And also very important, from an accredited course provider. Very important. If you Google TEFL course, you're going to come about 1,000 results, maybe. Not all of those are actually from accredited, internationally accepted, recognized companies. So it's very important to do your research and really pick the ones that are accredited, have accreditations. You can easily find that. You should be able to easily find that on the website. So on ITTT's website, we have it in our menu up there. It says ITTT accreditation, affiliation, and you can read all about that there. So that's something to look out for. And it's also very beneficial to take a specialized course that focuses on how to teach English online. And IITT also offers that. And I actually took this course last year, I think, 2020, when it came out. And it's a really, really great course. And I started teaching online after that, and it really helped me. So I recommend that. And with today's 30% off, even if you already have the 120 hour, this is a really cheap way actually to get the additional certificate. So yeah. Then number 2, the right equipment. So you will either need a laptop or PC computer with a webcam, and a good headset are absolute musts most of the time, because the sound is not that great if you're not using a headset. And when teaching a language, you need to really be able to bring across that correct pronunciation. And the better your headset, the better that's going to work. You also need to make sure that your lighting is good. Don't sit in like a dark room. And also a variety of different props are great, especially when teaching children. So you could have like a whiteboard or some kind of toys or flashcards, something like that. Other requirements, So some platforms, they actually require their teachers to have a degree. Some don't. Then again, good, fast internet connection is a must. And I've also come across one, though, only one. I've personally come across a teaching platform that actually also required a background check. So that really depends on the platform. And then I have a question about experience. So Konstantina is asking about what about experience? I don't have any. Fauzan also, experience is my nightmare. For teaching English online, most of the time, no experience is required. So I'm going to share with you some teaching platforms later on where you can see whether or not teaching experience is required. Most of the time, really, it is not required, and you can just start. All right. And Fazan is asking, is there a practice training possibility, and how much would it cost to answer once you finish, please? Okay. No, I actually, I can answer that right away. We do have that on our website, and that's actually a great question here. And let me just find it. I believe it is in the specialized courses section. One second. Yes, I found it. Okay. All right. And I'm going to add my discount link to this link real quick so that you can also, if you click on this link, you also get the discount. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, got it. So this one is called Certificate of Teaching Practice Recognition. And this is, no, don't be sorry for interrupting. That's great. That fits in here perfectly. So that's great. Okay, so you click on this link and then you'll see information to that course. So this is a course that basically is proof of your teaching skills, right? And so if you don't have any experience, this would be a great addition to your portfolio because it's a certificate from us to certify you and your teaching skills, your practical teaching skills. So yeah, go and check that out. And you can also get 30% off of that one. Okay, so I think those were all the requirements right now. It's definitely not as strict as teaching English abroad in some regions. So yeah, it's just important that you have the right equipment, computer, laptop, good internet connection, good light. I also have a light here. Actually, look, without my light, it would be very dark. So good lighting is very important. And this is just literally a lamp. I do have a ring light in Korea at home, but even just a good lamp, see, it's such a difference. Let me turn it off real quick. Wait, it's not off all the way. So this is off. Look how dark I am. And now just by using the simple lamp, you can really improve your picture, right, with just a lamp. So it doesn't even have to be expensive equipment. Okay. Banky, I hope I'm saying that right, is asking, is the whiteboard and props flashcards necessary? Will provided by TEFL, or I have to get myself? Good question. So it depends on the teaching platform that you are working for. Some platforms, they will provide all the material to you, but some other platforms, they don't. So in that case, you need to actually get that yourself. But it's something that, you just get over time. You wouldn't get everything at one time. It's something that you can just kind of build over time. So, but yeah, it depends on the platform that you work for. Okay, good questions, guys. And also don't forget the Menti. We still only have growth on here. I would really love to see some other words as well. So just go to menti.com and use code 1621740 and put in one word you are going to focus on in 2022. And then by the end of the session, hopefully, there would be more words that just grow. Thanks. Anyway, back to this. Let's see. So Yeah, so now we're going to talk about the online EFL market in 2022. What are some new things? What do you need to know? What's happening? Okay, so first of all, 4 key things that you should know. The first thing is that according to the British Council, there are over 2 billion English speakers around the world. And combine this with this second fact here, that the increase in internet access. So around the world, there's more than 4.5 billion active internet users. That is 60% of the world's population. And this number is also growing. So you have more English learners and more internet access. So combine those two, and you have the online learning boom, especially the online English learning boom. So more and more people have moved their learning online, especially language learning. So this change has driven demand for online English teachers, especially last year, in the last 2 years, since the pandemic, obviously, and it's continuing into 2022. But that also means that now it's a very competitive market. There's never been more people looking for online work, and that is due to many reasons. 3 of them I've listed here. One is rising unemployment, also the desire for remote working, and the importance of people's work-life balance is increasing, and they are switching over to online work. So those are the 4 big things to keep in mind, for the next year. And then you will be better able to fine-tune and know exactly how to apply, where to apply, and how to get the most out of teaching English online. Then, this is also one big thing we need to address, because this has really shaped the online EFL market, and it is going to continue into next year. So China's private tutoring ban. I have done a live session about this in the past, so I think many of you have actually seen that. If you haven't seen that, you can go back in our playlist and search for that, because it's very important, especially if you want to teach English online. I highly recommend watching this one, because that's, I think, the biggest thing that's going to affect online teaching in 2022. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, let me refresh your memory a little bit. So China's private tutoring ban, it was introduced in July, August of this year, and it is a new law in China called Opinions on Further Reducing the Burden of Homework and Extracurricular Training for Students. So this was introduced by the Chinese government to lift or reduce the burden of their students and children in the country, because extracurricular after schools and English education is incredibly important and very competitive over there. And children as young as 2 or 3 years old were or are being taken to attend English classes, and it's just a lot of stress and the Chinese government wants to do something about that, and that's where this ban comes in, and it affects students from grades 1 through 9. And essentially, it bans tutoring on not only English, but also Chinese and math late at night, on weekends, and during school breaks. And that's where it really hits the EFL market. It prohibits hiring foreigners based outside of the country. And the thing with that is that there are so many Chinese online teaching platforms, and they all hired native speakers from North America or Europe, Australia, New Zealand. And now, from one day to the next, a lot of these people lost their job, those teachers, because they could no longer work there because they were not in China. They were hired, or they are based outside of China, so they had to stop working. And so we have seen a huge decline. Many of these platforms actually went out of business and all that. and that's what you just need to know and react to it. So basically, you should no longer choose to work for Chinese online companies because maybe they're not even hiring, or it's just an uncertain situation. So that's why I have for you these 20 non-Chinese online teaching companies that you can work for in 2022. So those are not affected at all by this regulation. This is only for Chinese companies. And these companies are not Chinese. So I have shared this before. So I think many of you have already seen this link. I just want to share it again for those who are watching for the first time, or maybe someone doesn't have it anymore. So what you would do, and I'm just gonna share my screen with this sheet as well so I can show you better. So yeah, so you click on the link I just shared in the comment section, which is this Google Docs link, spreadsheets link. Click on that, and then you will see this sheet right here. And then what you would do is you would go to File, Make, where is it? Oh, here, Make a copy, and then you can make your own copy, okay? And then you can edit this sheet. You can, make notes or whatever, color it, highlight certain companies. So here you would have the company names. And then here you also have the different additional information. So what the hourly rate is, if they provide lesson material, but the students, do you need a degree or not? Are there any minimum hours per week required? Is there a TEFL required? Do they accept non-native speakers? And previous teaching experience required. So as you can see, many of those, none, preferred, none, actually don't need teaching experience. So those are the ones that, because people were just asking about if you need experience. As you can see, there are many that actually do not require experience, so you would apply to those according to those requirements here. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. I hope someone here will be able to use this. I've shared it a couple of times in the past, so I'm sure that most of you might already have this, so I don't want to spend too much time on that right now. But yeah, that's what that is. And I'm just going to close that, and I'm going to bring this back. Okay, so that was that. And then let's talk a little bit about why you should become an online teacher in 2022. So what are some reasons why people become online teachers, and if this fits for you, then maybe this is a career path that would be good for you. So the first thing is that it is a new career direction for many people. So a lot of people who actually become online English teachers, they were not working in this field before, and they were looking for a new challenge. So this is a great way to go about that. Maybe also 2022, the new year, new career, you want something new and different. This is a great way to maybe tap into. Secondly, it is a great way to supplement your income, either supplement your income or also put all of that extra earned money into a savings account for the future or for some kind of goal you have. Great for that. Thirdly, it's a great new lifestyle. It's an opportunity to experience a whole new online lifestyle, home office lifestyle. You can make your own hours. You decide when you work or when you don't work, obviously. So this is a great way to do that if that's what you're looking for. And lastly, it is an exciting side hustle. So if maybe your main job is something where you're not really dealing with a lot of people, then this could be an exciting side hustle because you meet a lot of new and interesting people from all over the world. So it could be a great balance, right? And that's something we've seen, especially in our generation, in this new century, right? That a lot of people don't only have just one job, but they actually have two or more jobs because they pick and choose the benefits of each job. So if your first job isn't really is maybe dry and not with a lot of people, then this could be a great addition to feed that need. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope I make sense. Again, if you have any questions throughout this, if I'm not making a lot of sense, or if you want to add something to it, feel free and ask your questions in the comments. I always like to have a conversation with everybody here, so don't be shy. Especially today, I'm like in a inspirational mood for the new year, right? So maybe now is a great time to just quickly check into our Menti meter again. Let's see. There's a new word here. Oh, there's only growth again. Guys, I thought this would be a really cool thing to do today, but it seems like you guys are not up for it today. If you are, please, that'd be great. If you want to help out, if you want to add your thoughts to this, I would really, really appreciate it. I think it's a great way to engage and to also think about, what do you want from 2022? What do you want from 2022? Just one word, or I think it can also be a couple of words, I think. One thing you're going to focus on in 2022. So. Okay. All right. Fauzan. Fauzan is saying, I don't want to miss anything here. So if you could give us a brief description of what will be in the practicing course you just mentioned. Yeah, I shared the link. So I would recommend just reading that with all the details after this live session. And then you can also contact our course team, course consultants, because they will know a lot more about this course than I do, unfortunately, but it is a 30-hour certification. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. And it is $99, and then you can get an extra 30% off of that as well. So yeah. Okay. Nice. Then let's turn this off and get this back. Okay, great. So those were the things that, if this is what you're looking for, those 4 things, or just one of those things, teaching English online could be a great thing for you to try out. Next up, let's talk a little bit about this more pros. We already just mentioned a couple of the pros, but let's also talk a little bit about the cons. Of course, there's also cons, so let's have a look. Pros and cons equally distributed on the screen here. So we just mentioned most of these pros. So we have flexible working, we have a great work-life balance, good earning potential, because again, the more you work, the more you earn. It's in your hands. It's also a great way to get started in TEFL. So if, for example, your actual goal is to later go to a different country to teach, teaching online can be a great stepping stone for that, to gain experience. It's also that the startup costs are very small compared to teaching English abroad, because you need to actually move abroad. There's a lot of cost involved with that. But with teaching online, not really. You save money because of this, because you don't actually need to go anywhere. You don't have any commuting costs, or you need rent space or whatever. This is all just in your home, in your computer, in your laptop. And you can also take holidays whenever you want, pretty much. On the con side, we have variable income. So 1 month could be this, the next month could be less. It's not really predictable on most platforms, because you're typically paid by the hour, and you're not going to have the same amount of classes likely every month. So it's not going to be the same income every month. Also, there's a lot of loneliness involved. Yes and no, I would say, because loneliness, in a sense that you are working at home and there are no other people with you. However, your students are certainly there and you interact with people, but virtually. Then staying healthy is another thing, because you're not really moving a lot, right? So if you're just working on your computer the whole day, but this, goes with any office job, really. Well, you just need to find a balance to get more exercise. Then we also have the danger of always working. So when you're working from home, there's no real separation, right? Normally, if you have an office, if you have somewhere to go, it's clearly separated. But if you're working at home online, your home is also your workplace. So sometimes it can be hard to separate. And then there's a danger of always working. If your students are always reaching out to you on Skype or what have you, or your schedule, you have the whole day available for students. So that's a thing to look out for, but you can manage that. Slow to start, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that also later, but it takes some time to build your online teaching presence. It doesn't happen overnight. So for me, I've mentioned this before, but it probably took about 3 to 4 months to get a stable amount of regular students and to sort of have a similar income every month from that. So it just takes time. You need to build it up. Tech issues is the next thing. Tech issues. So more often than not, this can happen. Bad connection. I've had this happen, especially during bad weather, or your student might have an issue. You have a issue with, audio, video, whatever it may be. Screen sharing doesn't work. So there's a lot of that. Unreliable students can also happen more often than not. They book classes, you prepare for them, but then they don't show up, which is annoying. And you might have to work really late or really early, depending on where your students are located and where you are located, right? So we actually had this issue with Chinese teaching platforms where you teach Chinese students, but most of the teachers were based in North America, so they actually had to get up really early or teach at night and those sorts of things. So it might kind of mess up your schedule. So that's why it's important to do your research about the different teaching platforms and then pick the one that kind of fits and matches your own lifestyle and schedule, basically. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I think they're all pretty straightforward, those things, but just wanted to mention them nonetheless. And then we have, let's talk a little bit about the money. So how much can you actually earn? Okay, good question. Let me go back. Just want to go back to Gabriel's question here. So Linda, how about making a contract to avoid those students? So to avoid unreliable students if they don't show up. So actually with my teaching platform where I work, if there's a no-show, I can decide if I charge them. So I can charge them 100%, 50%, or 0. And so most teaching platforms will kind of have this kind of thing, which is great. So, but it's still annoying. I might still get my money, but it still annoys me when people don't show up, obviously. But usually it will be in your hands if you charge them or not. So, yeah, just wanted to mention that real quick because of fit here. All right, then let's talk a little bit about the money. So, can you earn a full-time wage teaching English online in 2022? So, yes, you can. But it depends on yourself. How much time do you have? How much time do you want to work? How many hours do you want to work, etc.? So the average hourly rate is $15 to $30. And so if you work for a teaching platform, it's going to be on the lower side. If you work independently on your own website, you can obviously set your own price. You can set it even higher than this. But you need to keep it in the competitive range where you're not going to get any students. And also keep in mind what I already said, it will take a bit of time to build up a student base. So conservatively between 3 and 6 months. I think it took 3 or 4 months for me. There's a couple of things you can do. You can offer like discounts in the beginning. So yes, it is possible. And I know many people who are actually doing this, and this is a full-time gig for them. But it also involves a lot of teaching, obviously. But you decide when you work, when you don't work. and how much your rate is typically. So, and Gabrielle is asking, do you recommend any platform? Yeah, so I just recommended those 20 that I showed you a couple of minutes ago in this sheet. Those are all the ones that I recommend because it always depends on, your background, the requirements for this platform, etc. But all of those 20 on the sheet that I just shared earlier, this one here, I recommend. Okay, good. Then what else do we have here? Yeah, how to get started. Good. So how do you get started teaching English online? 5 steps. First one, pretty easy here, get TEFL TESOL certified. Okay, so you get your certificate. You work through the units, you get certified, because even though the sheet I showed you, not every platform actually requires a TEFL certificate, but as I already told you, 2022 is especially competitive. There's never before been that many people looking for online work. So the more certifications you have, the better. The next step would be to choose a suitable platform. I gave you the sheet, 20 recommended non-Chinese platforms where you don't need to worry about the new regulations in China. You pick one. And also, to maximize your earning potential, you can, work for more than one. You're not married to one platform. You can pick 2 platforms, 3 platforms, totally up to you. The next step then would be to set up your profile and also film an intro video. Most of the platforms will require you to have an intro video for your students. And if they don't, and there is an option to add a video, I always recommend doing that, because it's just, I think, a huge plus to have an intro video. So, because the student will be able to watch the video, see your vibe, your personality. So I think an intro video is super important. And then you would have a teaching interview with someone from the teaching platform. Normally, after you have set up your profile, they will just have a chat with you. Sometimes they also want to see a bit of your teaching style. Sometimes you also have to actually send them a teaching video of yourself. That can also happen. So that's typically how it goes. And then hopefully you pass this interview, and then you are green lighted and you can start teaching online. So these are the 5 steps that you would normally go through. Pretty much on every platform. It's kind of the same on every platform, and it's pretty straightforward. They would exactly tell you what to do. Most of the time there is an interview. You schedule your interview, and then when you pass, your profile would be live and students can book you. Good. So now, I hope this is not too small, but my personal tips for you guys, especially for teaching online in 2022. First one we have is make sure to do your TEFL course with an accredited and established provider. I already mentioned this before. TEFL is very important, especially in 2022 with all the competition going on. So pick a provider that's accredited, that has experience, it's been around for a long time, like ITTT, and we give you 30% off today. Just want to mention that again. And I'm just going to share this 30% off link again. I know some people, joining later, they didn't watch the whole thing, obviously. So if somebody didn't see the link, I just want to paste it into the comment section again so you can take advantage of it. Looks like this, and you get 30% off. ITTT has been around for more than 25 years. We are accredited, affiliated with lots of different institutions. So we are an established provider. So if you choose a TEFL course from ITTT, you are definitely going to be on the safe side here. Next thing to consider is additional training to help you stand out, particularly if you aren't a native speaker or you don't have a degree. And especially for 2022, where everything is more competitive, the more certifications you have. This could be additional specialized TEFL courses that you can also find on our website, teaching online course, teaching business English, teaching young learners. All of those courses are really, really great. Also, especially for non-native speakers who want to be teachers, an English certificate, and that is actually one of the next points. I'm not going to say that now, but lots of ways to add to your professional portfolio there. Then you should also prioritize gaining experience, especially if you're just starting out. So that means working for less than is ideal at the start. And that's also what I did. One of the ways to get students and reviews, most of the teaching platforms, the students will actually leave reviews after your class. So you want to get reviews. If in the beginning, if you want to get reviews, you need to get students, right? How do you get students? If you don't have any reviews, you offer classes for cheap, right? So that's what I did. I looked at what the other teachers are charging, and then I made my prices lower, and then I got my first students, and I got good reviews, I got more students, and then over time, I then raised my prices again. But then those students that I had that liked me, we had good rapport, stayed and are also paying higher prices now. So that's how it typically works to get started. And then this is the point I just mentioned. So if you are a non-native English speaker, you should make sure you have evidence of proficiency. So for example, an IELTS score or a TEFL or a Cambridge certificate, anything like that. Typically on English teaching platforms, you will be able to add certificates to your profile. So you would usually submit a scanned version of your certificate. The people from the platform will check that, and then it will be added to your profile, usually. So the more you have, obviously, the better it's going to look on your profile. Next point, I think this is the most important point because a lot of people just think, oh, I sign up, I fill up my profile, and then I start earning. Understand that it takes some time to build up hours and a student base, right? I mentioned this now a couple of times. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So be patient here. That's the next point. Persevere. It will pay off eventually. It might take a couple of months. So that's why it's also a good idea if you want to do this full time to kind of start out while you still have other income coming in, if you can, obviously, so that by the point you want to do it full time and the other income doesn't come in anymore, you have established a regular student base. And as always, if you have any questions or you need some advice, you can always get in touch with our knowledgeable TEFL advisors via email. That is courses@tsol-tefl.com. So any questions you might have, reach out. We're here for you because there is no one size fits all when it comes to TEFL or teaching English online. So there you go. Hey, Casper, good morning. How are you doing? Yes, I just mentioned that actually earlier, and I shared a link. We do have a practicum, and let me share that with you again. So you also see that, and you could also get a 30% off discount with this link. So go and check it out. Looks like this. I see you're watching on on Facebook, so it will be in the comments. It looks like this. Click on that, and you can read more information about that. And if you have any questions, hit us up via email at any time. Okay, this is the end now. So Q&A now. A couple more minutes. I have time today before I sign off. So now is your time to ask any questions, either related to the topic today about teaching online or something else about teaching abroad, TEFL, TESOL, anything else. Go ahead and ask, and then we can have a chat and maybe ring in the new year. Is it already midnight somewhere? Maybe. Is there someone watching where it's midnight in 5 minutes? I would really want to know. I'm curious. Here, I'm in Germany right now. It's almost 3 p.m. So we still have a while to go. But what about you guys? And what are you doing today? Let me know. And any other questions you have, obviously, for today. So let me know. If you don't have any questions, that's also good. That means I fulfilled my job for today in mentioning all the most important things. So that also makes me happy. Either way, do let me know. Now is your opportunity, the last time in 2021 that we are live for you. And I'm so grateful that so many people today decided to stay and spend a little bit of time of your day today with me. All right. So Casper says, is it a certified course? Institutions seem to want to see the curriculum first before we start. Okay. What does that mean? Institutions seem to want to see the curriculum first before we start. So are you referring to this practicum course or the normal standard TEFL course? It's so all of our courses at ITTT are certified, accredited all over the world. So yeah, I hope that helps. Also, for more information about all the details of the courses, you can also do that via email. So this is the service provider. Do you mean the online teaching platform? Or what service provider? We are the TEFL course provider, ITTT, right? And our courses are all accredited, certified, recognized all over the world, etc. Oh, Laturg, hi, so nice to see you. He says, thank you, Linda. I've learned much from this live session, particularly your tips for teaching online this 2022. Happy New Year. Yay, I'm so happy about that. Yay, Happy New Year. Glad, very glad. And thanks so much for watching. Happy New Year. Awesome. Good. Okay. I also prepared a little Happy New Year for all of you. Let me just show you. Here, from ITTT, a Happy New Year 2022. I'm so happy that you decided to spend a bit of your New Year's Eve with me today. And I hope you learned something interesting. We will be back again in the new year, obviously, again. And let me see that one more time. Nice fireworks. Yep. So we'll be back again next week, hopefully. Probably. I'm not sure about what I'm going to talk about yet, but it's going to be another interesting and insightful session, I hope. And until then, I'm going to wish you a Happy New Year, and may all your wishes come true. May 2022 be a great year for you, and I hope that maybe ITTT will be a part of that. So maybe if you are not yet certified, 2022 is a great opportunity, and New Year is a great opportunity to start your teaching career. And I hope that our 30% off discount today might help you move a little bit closer to that goal. And yeah, I hope then that I'm going to see you again. And I think I'm going to sign off now because I start rambling, and we don't want that. So yeah, thanks so much for today. And I hope to see you all again next week. And thanks so much for your questions and all of your support all the time. So thank you guys, and see you then. Bye.